Fridays, I was ready to eat. I was ready to be able to sit down with the rest of my model friends and we're family now. And I was ready to eat. I was hungry. Up to do a show for hours. I was starving. I was ready to pass out.
By the time our group gets to Fridays, we already over it all over again. Y'all know we always the last one. Y'all don't know, but y'all gonna see. We always the last group to show up.
Wait, turn this in. Give my hair back.
I'm trying, you know, think. We parked in the parking lot, but we all unsure about the parking. Mind you, we all unsure about the parking once again.
Finally, I can eat.
The food options, it just won't working for me. Like, I would honestly say if they pick Applebee's or something like that, Applebee's got a little bit more to offer me versus going to Fridays. Fridays is like that basic shit. So I got like some mozzarella sticks, and like I'm thinking like I'm gonna get the, you know, something that's simple to cook or whatever like that. But like I got those, they was warm, alright. But when you break a mozzarella stick in half, it's supposed to be like, you know, a little cheesy. That bitch just broke like, it was just stuck together like, it was like a Twix stick, it just broke like this. And I was like, this shit's trash.
Like, okay, at this point, we ain't ate all day. Some people ain't ate maybe in 2 days. They might be alright with that, but I wasn't at the time. So, it was just kind of like, you ever say like, okay, ready to go home. You know, like at the end of the day, when we were even trying to figure out where we were gonna go. Fridays, and people like, I want Walmart. Like, we could just get chicken. What? Black folks love chicken, but. So, sitting at the dinner table, I could just still feel, I was sitting by, I think on my side, it was Mishi, Shayla, me, and then Mashira. And I think Patience slid in on the end because she kept getting up going, whatever she was doing. I could still feel tension. Shira is already, like I said, is a quiet person, so when she just not feeling something, and her face don't hide not a daggone thing. So she over here like, I'm just ready to get my food. This is her though. Cause if we had a drive through at the window, she might be like, I just hope they got sweet and sour. That's just her. Like, I don't know, baby, because, you know, I've been around her, so I know. But I could definitely tell that was bothering her, or she felt some type of way.
Yeah, I think her name was Shira. She just kind of seemed like her vibe was off. She wasn't like as happy to be here, or as she should have been, or could have been, or whatever. Yeah, but from that, you know, I just stay in my own little lot.
One thing Patience does, even though I'm new to the team, is she says, hey Cece, you don't let me know what's going on. You don't communicate. You gotta keep communication up. So, I don't know if that's in the text or whatever the case was. I was like, I needed to talk to you. Because like I said again, I am not anybody's mother, okay? These are not my children. They like my babies, but they not my kids. I ain't feeding y'all.
So we ordered our food, yes, and Patience and everybody, they went outside for whatever, but I didn't really care because my head hurt and I was ready for my food. Like, where y'all going? Y'all not hungry? You don't feel my pain? Okay.
So my head was just starting to think like, I see Cece and Cher and Patience go outside. I'm like, all right, they're gonna take a smoke, but I'm like, I usually would be kinda sorta included in these type of conversations. So I was just sitting like, alright, so I'm just gonna sit on my phone like the rest of the models, they doing, you know, girl talk.
So we go outside. I think me, Patience, Marcus, and Shira, we go outside, we talk about the whole gas situation and the incident and why she was feeling the same way that she's feeling. Because what happened was, when I ordered everybody around the drinks from the server, Mishi was one of the first people like, oh, what type of cocktails we got? Before we even like really He said it at the table. That was probably the first menu she grabbed.
So like being like Mishi is like my other half. It's some things that we don't similar on, and one of them things is drinking. Me, I'm gonna pace myself and I'm gonna drink something and I'm just gonna sip. Her, she gonna get some whatever she think got the most liquor and she finna sip and gulp and ready to get it, like she ready to get another drink ready. And I'm just like, damn, like how drunk is you trying to get, like already, like just sip on the drink, like that's what you got a straw for, like dang.
Yes, I noticed when a group of people got up and left, but I thought when they went out, they were just gonna smoke a cigarette, or black them out, because they're smokers. Like that's the group that got up and went outside. So I didn't think anything about it. I was waiting on my food and drinking my drink. Like I was sitting there talking, having a conversation. I wasn't thinking about nothing.
Okay, so we have a little issue in my car.
Okay.
Nobody's picking up anything
But everybody's eating.
and getting drinks, and we spend over $100 in total food on tolls, parking, gas.
Right.
That's ridiculous. So yeah, I had a nasty attitude in my car, and I let everybody know I had an attitude. Like that's no way that you're gonna get a free ride like that. And then on top of that, we already had to wait on y'all, but you can eat and you still get alcohol. So I might just push you out the car when we're on the way back.
If you want, they can route that with me. If it makes you feel good.
Like that's just ridiculous. And then we stopped at a gas station. They gave $10.
But she was like, we need gas. And then she was like, no, CC.
Yeah,
And then I gave her my card.
the whole entire time. That's ridiculous. We have 2 extra people in the car with us.
Right.
There's no reason why it's just us. Exactly. For all that, it could have been just us 2.
If she had put gas in there, I feel like if you drive in, why would you contribute all the gas anyways? Because you might have had to get an oil change. You might have got your tires checked to make sure that the people in your car is arriving safe.
So that's my issue. And that when I say nasty attitude, like I apologize to Cece because I didn't want to take it out on her.
I don't think it was nasty, but she was just like, really, this is aggravating me, and everything else was amplified because it was so subtle, and I was trying to like keep it sharing, and you know, with all the other stuff like us not being able to find parking, but then we took care of that. You know what I'm saying? Or us not being able to, and we gotta park somewhere, and if we can't find anything, well, we can't afford to get her car towed because then we'll be out of a car.
Right.
So we have to look at the overall thing, and then it's also like, okay, well, we're just as hungry as everybody else is, but at the end of the day, my rent still ain't paid.
And I don't want to keep spending money out here. And then
I don't have money to spend. Or
Right. Like if you, like that. Or if we
now,
do,
Zay, okay, cool. You gave me $10. That's something.
Something's better than nothing.
True. But the
it-
comment in the car was made out. All I have is my card. I'm pretty sure they have an ATM inside. Nobody ever got out the car.
Swipe that bitch.
Thank you.
Right.
Tell
That's
me when
what
to
we
stop.
said. Nobody said anything else.
Me and Zay were sitting in the back seat. I had my headphones in, and Zay was sitting across me, and that's all I remember.
At the end of the day, this all tends to fall on me. So as the management, it was brought to my attention that I should have made it known that people riding in a car with other people should have gas money.
But
Like-
yet you're getting drinks on top of drinks, and you got 3 drinks yesterday. at the
And she
hotel.
said that she tipped the bartender. No, Miss
No, I
Michi.
was.
Right. She said,
Yeah.
oh, I gave her my cash to the bartender. And then she bragged to me, she was talking about, oh, she gave me free drinks. Oh, he gave me another free drink. Like, it's kind of like, at the end of the day, what is going to happen is sometimes loyal people are going to feel like they get burnt out and like, we're all starving. But I can't feed you even when I'm starving because that's gonna make me be like resentful to the whole entire movement. And Michelle's already said, I'm not driving no more because at the end of the day, if that's the case, and I'm one of the dependable, reliable people, and she just spent
And that's
$500
my only
on
car.
the
Like I don't have another vehicle. So like at least kick out something. Our first trip, I didn't have no issue. Everybody gave up, had no problem. Back and like Tuesday and coming back. I had no issue. But now it's a whole nother ball game. Like, nah, I'm not with it.
And it's different if, like, for example, even like other comments to like other people around, like it's different if I see that you're not eating on Marcus and I'm gonna say, Patience, like
You're the director, like, you know what I'm saying? Are you eating? Blah,
You
blah.
know, I was thinking about that.
I didn't even pay attention that there was an issue with somebody not eating, because at the end of the day, we know that you have to eat. I don't even know how I didn't catch that one, because she threw it. She said, well, did nobody, patience, not she said that did nobody make sure that I was eating. If this your shit, we can get a water, a pack of nabs. Y'all know what nabs is if you're from the South. A pack of crackers. And you could have put, like, you know, because people are going to say something about the money that they're giving for the hotel or for the experience. So maybe that was an issue with people and the gas, or with people and where they were staying at, or people and food. You have to be specific and answer the questions that nobody is even asking at times. But for you to think out of your mouth that you have Homemade Runway Models Agency, that your models are supposed to feed you. Now, mind you, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you how it does. You got patience, you want some of my mozzarella sticks? Cause I'm not gonna let nobody not eat in front of my face. That's just not the type of person I am. We supposed to be a family, point blank, period. But now when you saying it's somebody's obligation, that we should be making some, yeah, whoever's sponsoring us, so, boss lady, who's the sponsor?
Because we went out last night and I paid for her.
Yeah, but
that's why she said put it on her tab.
Right. And at the end of the day, I'm like, but at the end of the day, we take care of each other. Like, there's been plenty of times, Marcus said, I didn't ask you if you had money, you know, at a photo shoot. That's not the point. That was the question, are you hungry? Because at the end of the day, we know when we've had meetings, it's been nothing to go to Popeyes. I already told Mama, I said, I'm probably going to get patience in them a Popeyes gift card because they know they love it. And we was right at a Popeyes. And we was right at a Popeyes too. And she was like, well, where did they want to eat? And I was like, well, let's go ahead and support. So I can't really remember. But there's a fact. I am not obligated. People don't understand. HMRM is like really a consulting agency. It's not necessarily, it is not Ford. It is not none of them. So really, it's like, you know, come in, shoot for a low price, for the portfolios, you know. Hey, the experience.
I'm offended off the strength that you only paid $60. You know what I'm saying? Like, the expenses for these trips is way more than $60. You don't even get a room in the hotel like that for $60, and you don't think that the rest of that money
and
should
that's
be
what I told
offset?
Cece walking up here. I have no issue paying you back with that first trip, but I can't as of now because I just put $100 into
Right.
my tank.
I wouldn't even expect you to because of your travels. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't even expecting you to reimburse me off the trip that I knew you was driving, and I wanted you to make sure that you had gas money. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even worried about it. But I don't want that to shy away from me from driving because we need you. You know what I'm saying? I'll just be more mindful. We'll be more mindful. You know what I'm saying? And I'll let Mishy know. Yeah, she's good for camera, but if you can't be a financial assistance in this trip, then you're more of a burden. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like that's just for everybody. And I mean, I feel like that there's different ways we can get different things done. I understand, like, people been in school, like, I've done it too, so it's different ways we can get it done, but I can't. It's just like, for example, with other models that we have, that we'd be like, oh, why don't you ever ask them? Like, they was naming out names. Well, if they don't ever respond to a text message, a phone call, or email, or anything else, then that's it. Just because you show up and you say, hey, I'm getting here, or like the whole situation that I understand the miscommunication with the add-on that we have.
Right.
Because we end up, but it's because at the end of the day, they also end up complimenting us doing somebody else a favor, actually complimented us, because we would only been in one scene today. So Runway Couture came through for us because we came through for a Runway Couture model. And at the end of the day, guess who plugged each other in? We plugged each other off of that. That is the thing that I understand when you say in this industry, it's more like a feedback, a give and give, a grind, a hungry. Yes, it is then. Because at the end of the day, she sold that dress that I wore. You know why? Because I'm buying it. God damn it, you damn right. I'm buying that dress. That's the first gown I've ever worn. And for me, that's huge.
they was outside. I thought like they smoked like 3-4 cigarettes or something like that, because they was outside for a minute. I didn't know if they got lost, because you know that's the thing out here. When you don't know where you from, you walk off somewhere, you get lost real quick.
I also wanted to know that, like, from going forward from the I models, because at the end of the day, if you go with somebody else, they're not gonna be as lenient as we are. They're gonna leave you stranded on the side of the road when you're not there. They're gonna not worry about it, and they're just gonna say, "Too bad, so sad, you missed out."
Yeah.
Because
Like
that
when
is
you
how they
supposed
do.
to
They
be
are
there,
fucked up
be
like
there,
that.
not 30
Especially when you
minutes
got a
before.
man. Especially
And
when
we
you got
text
old buddy from the acting scene or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I ain't gonna tell her. That's what I'm sorry. Cece's gonna come out of element from just smiling at everybody. That's my forte. That's my
Right,
arena. So
acting,
I got to. Y'all got to get
And
up off.
he has the teleprompter.
Y'all got to get up off. Let's go.
And he's willing
Let's
to
go.
do many videos to everybody to send out digital.
That's what I'm saying. Let's go. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna be starving for that. Like, look, let me just put this $20 aside in an envelope. But you have to be willing to invest in yourself, and that's what this business is all about. And me knowing, not even knowing anybody, and just starting off, it's kind of like that. And it's just kind of like, we want to get the kinks out before next year, because I feel like next year is gonna be our take. It's not even I feel like, it's just destiny. It's our takeoff year.
Yeah,
it's
like,
a takeover.
We're already booked for 5 shows.
I honestly like to get stuff, and I was like, Michelle, we need to have a meeting with patients, because you need to get this off your chest. Don't go to sleep and leave it there. Don't do that, because we are family. And when family have issues, we be like, blah, blah, blah. And we might not, but what the thing was, she was so irritated. I was like, this is not the way we need to handle it, because it's going to take it to a whole nother level. Your emotions and your just everything's going to get involved in it. It's not going to be handled professionally. It's not going to be handled with the solution and with the follow-up plan. I'm trying to remember whether she just said it in front of me or she said it in front of everybody, because like, well, I can leave everybody asses on the side of the road. And I was like, well, bitch, don't leave me. She was like, you don't care. So from here on forward, you need to be mindful, and then that also makes people resentful to be like, that's my team.
And the trick is under $75. And you need to get into a motherfucking car. Every trip you need $100 budget for, period.
Exactly.
Minimum. You know
But I
what
sent that in the text message.
But even if you don't pay for one thing, at least cover
something.
transportation
Do
between
something.
tolls. We spent $20 coming up here for tolls.
Right.
You're driving from Virginia to Philly. We're not driving from South Side to the West End. It's a whole different type of ball game. But Shira, when we were in, and I knew she was feeling some type of way, so I tried to, ask her friend. Talk to her and give her some one-on-one time. And I was like, sometimes you just gotta tell people what it is.
Granted, these things are assumed. And so as management, I'll take the fall, because I probably didn't make a disclaimer to everybody to make sure that they had gas money. But again, some things are just assumed. If you're riding with somebody, it's never a free ride. We're riding 6 hours away from home. So I would like to think that if you're driving a car, that you privied everybody to your car to say, hey, you guys are gonna be able to help with gas. Because it's crazy to think one person is gonna forfeit gas for everybody's travels. We had tolls, it was so many things that needed to be compensated, and it's not fair for anybody to have a free ride. So for me, she should have maybe thought a little bit deeper into just riding. When the gas moment came, she probably should have been a little proactive and said, hey, do you need help? You know what I'm saying? Or Shira in reverse should have said, hey, I'm stopping for gas, everyone divvy up. And that's just how that could have been handled. It didn't have to go as extreme as it did. The emotions didn't have to get carried into the directions that it had to be carried. If everybody was an adult and handled it and managed it accordingly, then it would have been handled that way.
And it might not be a necessary situation where, oh, Michelle, I'm gonna give you gas. Like, she paid for my dinner last night. But at the end of the day, guess who paid? It was $28 for us to pay in the parking. But guess what? The car wasn't finna get towed. We didn't have time for that. And we didn't have time for y'all kept saying, we gotta get to the show. We gotta get to the show.
Right.
And what ended up happening, we walked first. And imagine if they would have started on time and our designer would have been there waiting for us. We wouldn't have walked. So at the end of the day, that would have been a waste of everybody's time. At the end of the day, you have to think like, okay, well, I don't have to do, it's not about necessarily
She is
receipt.
still really young, so I'll go ahead and
But she's used to her mom as well. She got to break away from that.
Right.
This is really her first
And that's what she said.
People don't understand this. Me, she's like a baby of our group. You know, she's younger. Her and they are like our babies. You know, they are older, but they still our babies. So, you know, I think if I recall, don't quote me on this. If I recall, this was the first trip that Mishi's mom did not go with her on. And a lot of people, for somebody be like, your mama ain't go. But if your mama has been at every show, and this girl has told me she's been modeling since she was 14, and maybe she's in her early 20s now, that's a long time to have that support system, and you go out there and you just gotta do it all on your own. You might not know that mom is a really good support system, or she, you know, keeps you calm or makes sure you stay on task, but her not being there is a difference. And then she might also feel like she's a little bit free. So she might also feel like exploring that freedom. Like, let me just try to walk up to the designer and, you know, try to do my little charm. I mean, she does have a charm about herself. She's selfie queen. She's always taking pictures. She's always meeting people. She's like, yeah, that girl is da-da-da-da. She always know everybody. So if I want to get tea, where they from? Mishi gonna find out. Like, you know what I mean? That's Mishi. Love her for that. You know, and she's always been that way.
But what if I was just so nasty? Oh, nobody want to get on nothing? Y'all got to get out. I don't know how y'all getting back. I don't care. What if I was that nasty?
It was almost there.
Oh. She was like, you see the nail barely touch? Like that. You squint a little bit more.
She was like, this is why I can't make 5 friends.
You know.
But I tried.
The moment.
But it's when you push me.
She hit me with the, I ain't take no selfies today. The first thing I thought was, Shara ain't make no fucking friends.
I did communicate though. I gave out my comp card. I didn't take no selfies.
She said she
But I
didn't take
gave
no
out
selfies today.
with a group. Well,
No, she usually do individual
Oh, yeah, she usually do individual
She's a selfie
selfies.
queen.
Yes, she did. She did Snapchats.
Not with me. She just got a picture of me.
I mean, my phone did. The halfway
well,
did.
I wasn't in
I mean, Snap is different from
I
what
guess.
she usually do. She usually be like,
Yeah.
random bitch. Hey bitch. Who you?
That's because, let me
I
tell
don't
you why.
care.
Right.
That's because when
You're
we
in the
get,
show? Boom.